Hey y'all, so I have not made a video for quite some time, I noticed, and a lot of things have been happening. So the first thing is we had the second annual Women's Chosen event. It was on Saturday, March 25th. And as I mentioned, this is our second time doing this women's event, and it was glorious. We had two speakers, Kimietta Hayden from the Prayer Closet with Kim. And then we had Whitney Aiken, who is a speaker and an author. Kimietta is also an author. I believe she has about between 8 or 10 books. And then Whitney has a book that will be coming out, I believe, next month, called Overlooked. And then we had two ladies that gave their personal testimony. When I tell y'all there was not a dry eye in the room, I mean it. It was so beautiful, so uplifting, so encouraging. And it's something about just hearing regular ladies get up and talk about how God has moved in their life. It was so powerful. Then we had worship by the great Gabby McGee. She's a recording artist and just a wonderful lady with a beautiful heart. And she sang her face off, and we praised and worshiped and danced and hollered, and it was just amazing. We had vendors. My niece has a business, and she made some items. Oh, I wish I had thought about it before I started the video, because I would have showed them to you. But I will try to put a picture in here somehow. But she made some beautiful cups and bags and with a logo, and it was just great. And then I have another friend who has a jewelry business, and she was able to bring her jewelry and display it. And so I felt like it was a wonderful day of praise, worship, prayer. We prayed down the house, and it was women's real prayer requests. One of the things that I really wanted to make sure is always done with Chosen is that it's a small and intimate gathering where women can feel comfortable, right? Big numbers are great, but I feel that keeping it at 50 or less ladies just helps us to have more of an intimate time together, and we share more, and the masks come down and you feel more comfortable. So that's one of the things that I loved about it, that we were real. The tears were real. The prayer requests were real. The fellowship was real. There was no pretense. Whitney talked about comparison, and it was so powerful because we struggle with that a lot, not just as women, as humans on a whole, and we just need to run our own race and stay focused on Jesus. Don't worry about what she's doing. Think about and move towards, take steps towards what God has called you to do. Your purpose. What has He called you to do? Not what He called such and such to do, and, oh, I can't do it because this person might do it better, or I don't have the resources, or whatever. If God has called you to do something, He's going to provide every single thing that you need, because He has called you to do it. And then Kimietta talked about why we were chosen. And she talked about our identity. And it was just a wonderful day. So we plan on having it next year, God willing. It will be the same time in March. And I'm just asking God, if that's what you want me to do, just confirm it and let me know and give me my marching orders, and I will go forward, because I want to be about His business. The time that I'm here on earth, I just realized, man, I need to use every single gift that the Lord has given me. Every single gift and talent He has given me, I'm going to use it for His glory until I take my last breath, or until I'm not able to anymore. As long as I have breath in my body, as long as I have the health, as long as my mind still works, I'm in my right mind, I'm going to live out the things that he has called me to do. I don't have a choice. I'm on assignment here. I realize that. So that's an encouragement to you. And everything doesn't have to be perfect. My Lord, everything is imperfect in my life. There's so many things that I am still waiting for God to answer and to move on. And so many times when I'm like, Lord, I'm doing ABC, but this still hasn't come about. What's happening? You know, there are times when I feel like that, but then I refocus. I'm going to use the wait to do the things he has called me to do. I'm going to wait well. So some of the things that I've done, like I wrote a Bible study that I taught at my church, and it was about waiting. I said, Lord, you got to be kidding me when he told me that he wanted to do that, me to do that. But because I was afraid, I'm not a theologian, I'm not this, I'm not that. You know, we know there are people in the Bible that consistently, when God called them, they would say, well, I stutter. I can't do that. I don't talk well. I'm not strong enough. I'm weak. My family is the least. How could I do A, B, and C? But I realized that those are the people who think they can't. Those are the humble hearts. Those are the ones that he likes to use. So I'm like, Lord, I don't know, but okay. And I put in the work and I did what I felt that I needed to do the best that I could. And he anointed it because he asked me and told me that that's what he wanted me to do. So that was one thing. And I was really excited about it and just went forth. I didn't let all of the things that I felt that I wasn't stop me. And then the other thing was, you guys, I have this. Okay. So here, I know it's upside down and I'm not really sure how to fix that. So my techie people will let me know, but I'll read what it says. So it is my first book ever. It's a devotional and it's called Yearning. Daily encouragement to help you remain hopeful in seasons of waiting, by Angela Scott. But anyway, so this has been a lifelong dream. Well, I mean, I'm not that old, okay? But it's been a dream for at least probably 16 to 17 years. I have wanted to write a book. But then as my walk got closer with God, I wanted to write a book about him, right? Not about me or about my life or about ABCDFG, but it started to change. And you know what he did? In the hardest season of my life, when I was just beside myself, when I couldn't understand how these things have happened, why is this happening? Just a difficult season in my life, that God took that season and he gave me beauty for ashes, like he promises. He gave me beauty for ashes because I was in a waiting season, and technically there are things that I'm still waiting on, but I use the time to wait well. I use the time to hone in on my gifts. I use the time to get closer to God. I use the time to get in my word. I use the time to pray. I use the time to just like be in his presence as much as I could, instead of complaining about all the things that weren't happening and all the prayers that hadn't been answered and all the things that have yet to be answered. While I wait, I'm in a waiting season. It's like a cocoon. Something is happening, but I'm understanding that he's working. He's working. And while he works and I wait, there are things that I can do too. I can wait well. So that's where this came from. Pretty much it's just a devotional to encourage anybody. I mean, my ministry is geared to women, but really every single human being is waiting for something, right? You are waiting for something. Actually, you're waiting for many things, and many things you've been praying for years and years and years. So this encouragement or this devotional is to do just that, encourage you while you wait. It's to encourage you while you wait. Don't give up. The promises of God are yes and amen. Don't give up. Keep going. Keep praying. Keep knocking. Your prayers don't die. Keep praying. Keep going. Sometimes you got to just put one foot in front of the other. Sometimes you don't even know you need God's help to take one breath. You need God's help to take one more step. You need Him to give you perseverance and endurance. So that's what I wrote this devotional for. Like day 18 is don't give up. Day 16 is searching for satisfaction. You know, we search a lot of places for satisfaction, but we can only find satisfaction with Jesus. Day 15 is waiting well. What we're talking about, using the time that you're waiting well. Using that time to cultivate, to get closer to God, to be obedient to something He has called you to do. Maybe He told you to write a book. Maybe He told you to start a women's ministry. Maybe He told you to write a Bible study. Or maybe He just told you to pray. Maybe He told you to forgive. It doesn't have to be something that's on a stage or something that everybody can see. Maybe He just told you to be obedient. Day 11, when it doesn't happen. Because you know, every single thing that we want doesn't necessarily happen, but God's best for us always happens, right? Amen. Yet I will rejoice. That's day 10. The Lord is not slow to act. You know, we think that sometimes He's slow, but He's not, because He knows every single thing that needs to happen. Because our life, it seems, can appear to be like a puzzle, but to Him, it's just a tapestry that He knits together. He knows the end from the beginning. He knows what's around the corner. He knows what is going to happen 10, 15 years from now. And one of the things I was talking to my class about was God is a generational God. Like, we sitting up here thinking about we want something now. He's thinking about, no, I'm thinking about 200 years later. Or yes, but I'm thinking about this. So when you're ready to handle, because you know, a lot of times, and I'm realizing this, we pray like crazy for God to give us stuff, but then we don't have the inner fortitude to be able to handle it. And so many times that's why He has us to wait. We have to build the character to carry the weight of whatever it is that He wants to give us, or that we're praying for, so that it would not destroy us. How many things can we think about if He had gave it to us where we were asking, we would have been destroyed. He knows better. He knows better. So anyway, we got building a testimony, which is what you're doing while you're waiting. Counterfeit soothers. Oh my goodness. All of those things that we run to when we're in a season of waiting and we want to give up. So I just wanted to share that with you all. As I said, I know it's the wrong way around. I know, but it says yearning. And again, it's daily encouragement to help you remain hopeful in seasons of waiting. And I'm sharing this also, of course, it's available on Amazon. I wanted to say that electronically or digitally, and hard copy. And I'm going to be setting up one day some type of signing, or, you know, something like that, to just kind of share and laugh and talk and be excited about it. And of course, to sign books. Oh my God, book signing, author. Anyway, as you can tell, I'm really excited. But the other thing about it is when I first started this YouTube channel, I think my first video was just start. That was the thing that I said. Everything doesn't have to be perfect. Everything doesn't have to be spot on. You don't have to have the best camera. You don't have to have, I think even I'm in this vertical instead of a portrait or whatever to show up properly on my YouTube, but I couldn't get the phone to stay, so I turned it the other way. Why am I saying that? It doesn't have to be perfect. Whether I turn my phone vertically or horizontally, you still hear my message. Whether my lighting is perfect or I have the best camera, you can still start. You can still start. Whatever God has called you to do, be obedient, and don't worry about the things that you don't have, because if you would just start, He will add those things to you. All of a sudden, somebody will be like, you know what? I saw you were doing a channel and I have some lighting and I'd like to, I was getting rid of it because I have, a extra one. Would you like it? Or I can help you with such and such, like I'm just saying, don't let your fear and don't let yourself or don't compare yourself to other people of why you feel you can't do something. Don't do that. If God has told you and put something on your heart, move forward and he will provide everything you need. When he told me about this book and when I really saw like, hey, I'm gonna be doing this, I was afraid. And I was doing just what I'm telling y'all not to do. I started to compare myself to other people who are writers and who have things coming out. And I don't have this. And my thing is not going to be as nice as that. And I don't have that type of backing. And I don't, all of that stuff. And then I had to tell myself, but you have God though. But you have God. You don't need none of that. You have God. And you know what? Don't focus on thousands of women or millions of women and men reading your book. Focus on the one heart. That one heart that you can encourage to move past that hurt. That one heart that you can encourage to continue on, to persevere, to endure. Focus on that. Focus on that. And then everything else fell away. So I'm going to talk more about, I'll probably make another video because this one has gone way over, more about the book and just the process and just how I kind of even came up with the titles, or just like how I persevered when I felt like giving up and when I started to compare myself to other people, and how I had finished the book and then was afraid to upload it on Amazon. Like, how can people read it and purchase it if you don't publish it? Like, but I was just consumed with, oh, it's not good enough. It's not this, it's not that. Oh, and I need to give a shout out. So for the cover, Gabby McGee, she illustrated this. It's so beautiful, is exactly what I wanted. Letitia Lee, one of my friends, edited the book and made sure, that it was biblically sound and it flowed. And then Ebony McCord, my very good friend, she also edited the book for me. And so I'm really excited about it. And I hope that you would purchase it. I hope that it encourages you. As I said, it's on Amazon. It's $15. And so I did a thing. And you know what? You do the thing that God has put on your heart. Anyway, till I make another video again, I had to make up because I hadn't made one for such a long time. You all have a great day. Just be encouraged. Be obedient and use the gifts that God has given you for his glory. I'll put all the information and links at the bottom of the video. Have a great day. Bye-bye.